Hey, it's Ventus Thunder back here, and today I'm going to give you a look through my collection box. These are all the cards that matter most to me out of all I have. They're mostly super rares. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started, because this is going to be a fairly long video. I'm trying to stabilize this camera on top of this tin is a little harder than you think. So yeah, let's take a look at the collection box. We'll start with the EX era. Actually, no, screw that. We'll start with even earlier stuff. So this is just a stack of sort of random crap. And the first few cards in this stack are old stuff. And here I've got Venusaur, Blastoise, and god dang it, this light is really annoying, isn't it? Let me try and move it maybe a little. Nah, that makes the glare even worse. So you got Blastoise, and then Charizard. Of course, they're not in great condition. And then you have the Shining Gyarados, Shining Noctowl, Shining Steelix, and Shining Kabutops. None of the cards in this box are going to be for trade unless you've got something that I really want. So without further ado, we'll move to the EX era. I have quite a few EX cards. Most of them are in very good to mint condition, and I'll try to take that whole wad out of the box. It is a little pain to take them out of the box. So here's the stack of cards, and we'll start. So you've got the Celebi EX. It's a promo. Actually pulled that one in a Pop 2-pack. Nah, I think the light's gonna do more damage than it really can help. Sneasel EX from Ruby and Sapphire. Magmar EX from the same set. Scyther EX. First EX I ever pulled. No, don't fall over. That's not whatever. Screw that. Lapras EX. Mewtwo EX. Used to have two of those. Traded one of them away for something that I cannot remember. Electabuzz EX. Also Ruby Sapphire. Very damaged Wailord EX from Sandstorm. You can see the sort of mess around the edges. But it was always unprecedented hit point level. I hated Sandstorm though, so Latias EX. Dragonite EX, one of my favorites, always has been. The one Midcargo that I have is actually in mint condition. Threw the other one in as an extra for my first trade. Ampharos EX. Bought this one off ProfessorOak.com. It's a very nice card. Kingdra EX. Got it from the same place. Also one of my favorites from the older sets. Pulled this Raikou EX in Magma vs. Aqua. I also ordered Sceptile EX for Magma vs. Aqua. That one should be in soon. Here's Ninetales EX from Hidden Legends, one of the best illustrations of all time. Regirock from Hidden Legends with the chip holo, looking really cool. I traded one of my Jirachis straight up for that one. I really like that trade. Here's Moltres from Fire Red Leaf Green, also with the chip holo. Sharpedo, one of my favorite Pokemon because he's a shark with force, from Deoxys. I scraped this collection together mainly by pulling them, so I also pulled this Rayquaza EX. I traded for a new Rayquaza EX recently, and I also pulled, well, you'll see that later in the video. From Unseen Forces, Ho-Oh EX. There's, the new Ho-Oh EX is sort of a reprint of that one, I think. Steelix EX, also from Unseen Forces, one of my favorites. Vaporeon EX, Delta Species, Jolteon EX, also the same set, and I also have Flareon coming in. Just figured I want to complete that collection, you know. Dustox EX from Legend Maker, Flygon EX from the same set. This one's not in great condition, but I do love Flygon. Here's the Jirachi EX I did not trade away. Of course, it's the one in better condition. Aggron EX, got this one off Professor Oak. Really, really good condition. Aggron's one of my favorite Pokemon. You have Sceptile EX, got it in the same order. This is the only Delta Species EX in Crystal Guardians. It's very nice. Exploud EX from the same set, pulled this one. These next two cards, Tyranitar and Latios, I pulled in the same 3-pack blister of Dragon Frontiers. It was very, very nice pulls. Another Dragon Frontiers, Flygon, great pose. Another one, Dragonite, really love this one. I didn't pull him until a couple years ago. Same with the Kingdra from Dragon Frontiers. I really liked Dragon Frontiers in retrospect, so I got some more packs of it. From Power Keepers, Walrein EX. Flygon EX from Power Keepers. And next, Absol EX from Power Keepers. So those are all my EX cards. They're, I don't know, I'll post how many different ones I have in the title of the video, because I do have some duplicates as well. And with that, I think we'll move on to the Gold Star cards, since they're next chronologically. I have 7 of them, and they are Celebi, Entei, my second favorite, Gyarados. Love this guy, I pulled him. And I've got a phone call, so I'll be right back. Well, sorry about that minor annoyance. So we'll get on to my favorite star card, Metagross. I bought this one for like 20 bucks from Collector's Cash a few years ago. And now you can't even order it on the site. It's a special order. It's a really great card. And then Power Keepers, I pulled Vaporeon and Jolteon. Flareon continues to evade me, of course. And finally, from Crystal Guardians again, we've got Alakazam. So yep, I pulled every one of those myself, except for the Metagross, which I bought. And looks like it's time for us to get on to the level X's. So first, I think I should probably show you the reprints and ultra rares and whatsoever from the level X's. So we'll start off with the Electabuzz, Scyther, Hitmonchan, and now we'll start the shinies. Duskull, Voltorb, do not have Drifloon, Lotad, Swablu, Vulpix, had to buy this one, Complete and Platinum set, Relicanth, no idea what that was a shiny, Yanma, cool one, Ponyta, and Shinx, which I love. I also have Bagon, but that's in Japanese. So, and I've got these Japanese, dang, you can't really see the fancy holo effects on them. But anyway, they've got sort of that plus holo all around. Yeah, you can probably see it. It looks sort of like glitter. Anyway, that's Fan Rotom, Heat Rotom from the same box. And that was a really good box, actually. I also got Pikachu reprint. That's the normal Pikachu, Flying Pikachu, and we've got from Supreme Victors Articuno and Moltres. Yeah, I sounded like I was trying to be freaking Spanish there. I have no idea. So yeah, that's that stack, and let's move on to my actual Level X collection. This is long, very long. So, yeah, I didn't get any of the level X's from Diamond and Pearl. I could buy those really easily. Meg Mortar. I've also got a duplicate of that one. Electivire. Palkia. Don't have the Dialga. I pulled all these unless I say that I traded for them, and no matter how bad the top loader looks, the card is still in mint condition. Darkrai. Cresselia to go along with the Darkrai. Actually, this Garchomp's a little scratched up. I'm thinking of ordering a Japanese one to replace it. And by a little scratched up, I mean like 3 scratches. Leafeon. Don't you remember when this one was all freaking valuable and stuff? Porygon Z. Strange that the illustration from that one is different from the Japanese ultra rare one. It had a different illustration. Gliscor. It's not Gliscor, it's Gliscor. Uxie or Uxie, I don't know this one. But I pulled this one in the same pack as a Uxie or Uxie reverse card when both of them were worth like $30 or $40 back when they were actually, that was probably the best pack at the time. As of, just traded one of those guys away. Mewtwo. Another valuable one. Machamp. Pulled this one from a really random pack. Dusk Noir. It's French. Love that one. Raichu. Had to buy this one because I needed it. And it's really awesome. I'm going to buy it in Japanese too. And then we've got the 3 reprints. This one I actually pulled. Charmander. And then these 2 I bought from Professor Oak. You've got Charmeleon, which has that same sort of plus holo on it in Japanese from Professor Oak. Actually got that one for free because I traded in some TCGO codes. It's a great site, really. And then the beauty, the Charizard Japanese first edition. Absolutely mint, like advertised, and it only cost me $9. This thing is absolutely awesome. I'd rather have Japanese than English any day, as you'll see by the full arts. Giratina level X. These are from Platinum. I completed this set in English. Drapion level X. Or Drapion, I don't know. Palkia G level X. Dialga G level X. And finally, both Shaymins. There's Skyform, which if you'll notice, like the new EX, the new Shaymin EX looks exactly like that, the Shaymin level X I just showed you. Here, I'll show you the similarities, except for like it's facing the other way, if you want to look at it. It's by the same artist, I think, too, Shizuru or whatever, which is a really awesome artist, I have to say, but those cards look sort of like they're the same. And then you've got Land Shaymin. I had 3 of those. I just traded one away in the same trade that I got rid of the Azelf. Next up is Infernape 4. This is from Rising Rivals, which is probably by polls the best set of all time for me. Snorlax. Got this on the trip up to Chicago in the middle of nowhere. Mismagius GL. Bought that one. It's the last one. Hippowdon. I have 3 more of that one if anyone's interested in trading for one. And then from the arguably the best Japanese box I ever bought, and also the first one I ever bought, I have Luxray GL level X. Looking awesome in Japanese. And then the other one I got was the one I wanted. Who doesn't want Flygon? These 2 are also absolutely mint. I love them. It's a great box, really. Got the 2 level X's I needed most. Gallade 4. I have 2 more of that one. Floatzel GL. Pretty cool, actually, now that I come to look at it. And Alakazam 4, which I also have 2 more. Nah, I think I have 1 more of that one. But anyhow, I have more of it. From Supreme Victors, you have Blaziken FB level X. I have got another one of those, too. Electivire FB level X. And I can probably complete this set pretty easily too. Garchomp C level X. And then this one is actually only from like 2 weeks ago, surprisingly. Rayquaza Sea Level X. I didn't expect that one at all. It's just amazing that I got it. Got it in this 3-pack blister with 2 Supreme Victors and a Hold-On Phantom, so I'm like, oh, well, let's get the Hold-On Phantoms pack. It's nice and old, right? And then no, the Hold-On Phantoms pack, like, freaking sucks. And then in the Supreme Victors pack, I got the one card I actually cared about in that set. So we'll move on to this set called Arceus now, for the final edition of Level X's. Got Tangrowth Level X. I've got all these between Japanese and English. Arceus Level X number 96. Arceus Level X number 95. Oh, what's next? Oh, it's Arceus Level X number 94. You have Salamence Level X, got another one of those. And here's the shiny I was talking about, Japanese. Bagon, far better than the American one. I was really pleased to find this one since Salamence was my favorite Level X in the set. Seems Japanese booster boxes usually go my way. And that was also one of the rare boxes that had 3 Level X's. Here's my first Salamence. And then, strangely, on the 20th pack, I got a second Salamence Level X. The other Level X was Gengar. Creepy mother blanker. Look at that guy. Yeah, that one's awesome. So, yeah, there are all my Level X's. I don't know how many different ones I have. I know there's 57 Level X's total. And I would say I have something along the lines of 40. Something around 40. So, we'll get into the Heart Gold and Soul Silver set super rares, that is the Primes. And I have quite a few of these in both Japanese and English. So, yeah, we'll start with Blissey Prime, Japanese. Feraligatr Prime, also Japanese. Ampharos Prime, which I was happy to get, because it's one of my favorites. The Primes are more valuable in Japanese, though, because they were actually tougher to find. In English, they were just pretty common. Whoops. Typhlosion Prime, which I have like freaking 4 of. I have 2 in Japanese, and actually no, screw that, I have 3 in English. I have 5 of those. Meganium Prime. Also one of my favorites. This is the worst top loader ever, but Crobat Prime. Card still mint. And then we go to English. As you go. Damn it. Ampharos Prime. Typhlosion Prime. Bottom half of Lugia Legend in English. But don't worry, Japanese is here to save us. Let me just... There we go. You have the whole Lugia Legend. You get both of them in one pack in Japanese. Not that stupid crap where you get like one of... You get one of the halves and you have to go freaking searching for the other halves in other packs. It's annoying. And it sucks. And I've only done that a few times. Of course, without Lugia you can have... I have no idea what I'm saying. Without Ho-Oh you can't have Lugia. Yep, there's the full Japanese legend. And I actually did go on a goose hunt for the English version. I've also got the whole version of Ho-Oh in English. And then I pulled this one a little while ago. Didn't have it before. It's a red Gyarados. And we'll move on to the next set, Ursaring Prime in English. And then I also bought a Japanese box. I got all 4 Primes, so here's a Lantern. Whoopsies. You got Tyranitar, my personal favorite. I love Tyranitar because it's, you know, a badass. Kingdra, also one I like. I really like the Primes in this set, even Lantern. And then this one was a surprise. I got it on my very first pack. It's a Reverse Holo Prime Steelix. The reverse Primes are rarer in Japanese, so you can tell I was pretty pleased to get that one. So it's already a great box, right? Haven't even seen the legends yet. Here goes Suicune and Raikou. Amazing card. And then the second legend from the same box was Suicune and Entei. Really boss. And then, no, this box can't get much better, can it? Got the super rare Alf lithograph. This thing is worth next to nothing in English. I've got like 2 of those, worth only like $5 or $6. But the Japanese one is freaking expensive, and I love it. So from Undaunted, you got Raichu Prime. Got duplicates of that one. Scizor Prime. Slowking Prime. Stupid. Who the hell designed this card? Some complete moron. I don't even play the game, and that's a really stupid ability. So then I bought, you know, those collection boxes with Umbreon Prime. So I figured it's been a couple years since this set's been out. I will buy this and get my Umbreon Prime, and then I will not have to worry about that again. And I was about to buy the Espeon Prime box at the same time, right? Well, I didn't have that much money, and then I opened all the packs, and of course what's inside is a freaking Espeon Prime. Shouldn't have bought that thing anyway. I'm glad I listened to the fact that I didn't have very much money. So yeah, that was a really awesome box, getting them both. Umbreon was guaranteed, Espeon not so much. Okay, let's move on to the last stack of cards. This is the last of the Primes, and also the new Full Arts and EXs. Most of these are going to be Japanese in the future, because I do not like American Full Arts. They suck compared to the Japanese ones. So speaking of Wild Goose Chases, here was the top half of Kyogre and Groudon Legend. I have 4 of that card, and I do not have a single one of the bottom half, and it really sucks. My personal favorite legend, Rayquaza Deoxys. Here's what I was talking about, that Alf lithograph, the English one. It's not worth that much, even though it's still really rare. Japanese one is really expensive, though. Magnezone Prime. Pretty expensive. I'm glad to have a duplicate of that one. Absol Prime. Another one of my favorites. Mew Prime. A good one. Next you got freaking Yang Mega Prime, which is a terrorist. Or at least was. It's not worth so much now. But it was freaking expensive a while ago, and I pulled it. I did not cave and buy that. Then you've got the Legends. Darkrai Cresselia. I did buy the bottom half of this one, because I'd had the top half for so long. It's really nice though. And then Palkia Dialga, which I got the whole thing and just pulled it. Really nice. So that concludes all the Legends and Primes right there. And then I did get one of the Shinies from Call of Legends, which is Groudon. Call of Legends was a sort of stupid set. Didn't really like it. So we'll move on to the modern era. I have 2 Reshirams. Of course they'd be for trade for something Japanese. I really would like to trade for a Japanese version of this Reshiram, or a Japanese version of this Zekrom. If you've got one, and even if you want a ton for it, still contact me about it, because I would trade quite a bit for that. Continuing the crappy English Full Arts, you'll see what I'm talking about later, why these are crappy. It's Tornadus. Terrakion, as I said in a different video, if you've got a Cobalion, Virizion, or Terrakion in Japanese and want to trade them, talk to me. Here's Victini. So, we're done with American crappiness for a while, and we can move. Actually, no, we'll just do the English ones first. Here's Next Destinies. I don't like this set very much, because I have them in Japanese. It's a shame in the X I showed you earlier. A Dragon Shiny. My favorite. I love that one in Japanese. Zekrom EX Full Art. It's also nice. But, I mean, the English full arts just are put to shame by the Japanese ones. It's really sad. And then Kyurem EX. Almost dropped that guy. So, let's show you the Japanese EXs I have collected. We have Tornadus, which is my least favorite, but it's still pretty good. Mewtwo, who is a terrorist in English. And then Rayquaza will be a terrorist in English. Darkrai, also a very solid card. These sort of have diffraction grading on them if I could actually get the correct... Yeah, there you go. You can sort of see that now. How the rainbow effect. Now I'll just do this. Here's Kyurem. Kyurem? I don't even... Groudon. I pulled all these. I haven't traded for any of them. But I did trade for a really awesome card that's supposed to be coming in soon. I don't know what another Tornadus is doing in the middle of here, but I have 3. If you want to trade for one, hit me up. Got Entei. And then I'll save the full arts for last. From the most recent set, you got Registeel. Like this one. That came from a Dragon Blade box. Really cool card. Then you've got Rayquaza, who, as I said before, is going to be a freaking terrorist. It's going to hopefully not cost as much as Mewtwo. But, yeah, I pulled this one in the last pack of my Dragon Blade box, which was unimpressive, I guess. I got this one on the Registeel, and that was it. Didn't get a full art, but at least I got what I needed because I had already pulled the Ho-Oh. Anyway, I traded for this guy's big brother, and you'll see that video. And then I did pull the Ho-Oh in a couple loose packs, which is nice. And as I freaking mentioned, got 2 more of this guy. He was stalking me. And then, as I said, the Japanese full arts absolutely put the American ones to shame. Here's the first one. Regigigas. This is probably the least impressive out of all of them, and even though he's still awesome with all that crazy, let me show you without this distracting light. I'm sure you've seen this one in English, but the Japanese ones are really so much better. As I said before, if you want to trade any Japanese full arts, except for the 3 that I've got and the one that's coming in, yeah, talk to me. You have Raikou full art. This one's my favorite right now. You see that radiating holo pattern, and then the Pokemon itself as well. It's a really, really cool card. This one I got in my Dark Rush booster box, and it's still really, really nice. And then the one I got from Dragon Blast is my Terrakion, which I didn't really like too much at first, but it's grown on me. Because you can see those boulders and stuff just looking cool. So yeah, there's Terrakion. These 3 are never going to be for trade. Unless, of course, I get duplicates of them. And just the same, I'm willing to trade quite a bit for any Japanese full art other than those 3. I'm going to try to be completing the collection of Dragon Blast, Dragon Blade full arts. And if you have anything, especially like Japanese Zekrom or Reshiram full art, or Cobalion, Virizion, Terrakion, that was really fucking loud, sorry. I'd definitely be willing to give up quite a bit for those. So yeah, thanks for watching my collection video.